tonight's Finance Committee, where you no longer make the business manager's presentation available to the public to review and provide comments for consideration on those agenda items. President Lovell and Vice President Ewan have the nerve to talk about integrity and transparency while they delayed their legal obligation to release the superintendent evaluation results that should have been posted in June, and I requested over a month ago. By email to the board on September 5th, and in public comment on September 8th, I insisted that the board must not delay compliance with PA Public Code of 1949, section 1073.1B1, that indicates, quote, upon completion of the annual performance assessment, the Board of School Directors shall post the date of the assessment and whether or not the district superintendent and assistant district superintendent have met the agreed to objective performance standards on the school district's publicly accessible internet website, end quote. Yet they didn't comply with the law until posting to the district's website 2 days ago, October 5th, from June 16th. The board had numerous executive sessions to discuss personnel. June 16th, the date of the superintendent's evaluation, June 19th, July 10th, July 21st, and September 2nd, which was the day that Mr. Moyer, Dr. Moyer, submitted his application for acting superintendent, which was the day before the vacancy was actually posted on the district's website, requesting those applications, which stayed up for 3.5 business days. Clearly, the superintendent resignation and resignation of 2 board members are related. The board majority pushing out the superintendent with a poor performance evaluation, and that being the last straw for 2 long-serving board members to resign. You cannot correct course and restore public confidence unless you act with the utmost integrity and transparency. And I'm not talking about aiming for the bare minimum that you think you can get away with. Regarding the update to the conflict of interest policy on tonight's agenda, it's unacceptable that the limit for board members and employees on accepting things of monetary value is $249. That's way too high. I believe a more appropriate nominal limit would be $25. That's something I've seen in lots of other government entities. Further, the policy should specify limiting occurrences to once per year from any given entity. As far as the chair for this committee, frankly, I'm surprised we haven't heard Mrs. Ewan tell us that while she has been on board, they have never had the president chair a committee. Regardless of whether past practice is correct or not, she usually chimes in, such as when she admitted they always delete public records and board email accounts. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a better alternative to the president chairing this committee, at least until after the election and board reorganization, because certainly Ressler would chair this committee would be disastrous for our students, staff, and community. Finally, now that we've heard tonight's finance presentation, I must reiterate that as this administration and board look at capital projects and other spending this year, there needs to be more consideration on the impact of taxes and some hard decisions need to be made about spending priorities. Last year, when discussing the annual capital projects, there were minimal cuts, such as delaying the purchase of the carpeting, which is back on the list. But this board, including Lovell, Ewan, Yerger, and both Brennemans, went on to approve $3.2 million transferred to capital reserves, large facility grant projects, and the design of an expensive athletic fields project. It's not fiscally responsible to continue to pass budgets with large deficits and approve expensive new spending initiatives and simply hope for windfalls. At the November 4th general election, voters need to demand change for what's best for